What it do, cuz? Welcome to Put 'em On, the podcast where we're putting on creatives and then getting their recommendations about who should be put on, who we need to know about in these streets that maybe not everybody knows. Today I got a great guest. Love this dude. He's very funny. Been one of my friends for a long time here in New York City. Very fortunate enough to know this very funny comedian. Give it up for Monroe Martin. We got Monroe in the house.
Yo, what up? Yo, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks for being the first guest, the inaugural guest.
All right.
Yeah, man. So basically, like I was saying, we just want to know your story. You know, just like you've been in the comedy game for a long time, and you're one of those
You
people.
said long too. You was like long time. It ain't been that long.
Not like that, but where it's like we're in it now. There's no going back for us.
Yeah,
we're trapped.
We're trapped. We fucking.
Yeah,
we reach for that carrot. We on that damn treadmill now.
We're like, people that do heists in the movies, and they're always like, one more job. There's never one more job. It's you're just in.
Yeah, I'm until I croak.
Right. Exactly.
I hope I don't die on stage, but I'm comfortable with it.
Has there ever been a comic that just died on stage?
Yes, back in like 2012 or 13 or something. There was a comic in Jersey. I think it was like a Def Jam audition or something like that.
And he took it to Death Jam?
Yeah,
It was during the audition?
I think it was during the audition. I forgot his name. But, yeah, I remember me and Reggie were both like, holy shit.
Yeah, were y'all there?
No, we weren't there. We just heard about it. It was like, you know how black news travel.
Yeah.
It was like as soon as he passed out, it was already blasted on like group chats and shit.
Wow.
So I'm like, nah. And then there's a white guy who also died on stage.
Damn. They were probably bombing. Like if you die on stage,
Yeah, you're like,
you're probably bombing.
That's a hell of an escape.
Yeah. Just you know what?
You know, because sometimes you can use the, what you say? Huh? And then that'll work. If you go, what you say? Huh? And then that'll hit. You're like, oh,
Yo.
I can't breathe. And then you fucking pass out.
Imagine being the dude that has to follow the person that died. Because at a black show, they still going to keep the show going.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to make it like a memorial type thing.
Right.
And they're going to disguise it as that, but it's really that they want to get everybody's money and they all attention whores.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yo, man, this is how he would have wanted it. He would have wanted it like this. He would have wanted us to keep the show going. Y'all keep drinking, order more chicken wings.
Right. And then they play It's So Hard to Say Goodbye at the end of the show.
Like that, somebody died. Well, that adds like an extra hour to the show. They're like, keep it going. They get another comment. Stretch. We got to sell more chicken wings. We got to sell more mozzarella sticks. Stretch. You know the club owner or whoever was running that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Just keep going.
Keep going. No, the paramedics is fine. Ignoring them. Shit.
What's have you ever had a show where you legitimately, because we've all had our bombs.
Yeah.
What's the one where you're like, I wish I would die right now because this is the worst?
I don't know. I don't even, I bomb a lot, but I'm still waiting for that big bomb. It's like when you get hit in the face and you're like, oh, that didn't hurt as much as I thought it would hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking for that big. I took ones where I'm like, I remember a college gig early on, got booed. As soon as I
got booed
out,
at the college?
As soon as I walked out, I was like, what's up, y'all? And it was like, boo, nigga. And I was like, what? And it was like, boo, nigga. And then everybody was like, yeah, boo.
This had to be like this isn't recent because the thing is
colleges are way more easy to do. They're more, I feel like these kids are way more offended than rowdy.
Yeah, I was about to say like colleges now, a kid be sought, they'd write you a letter, be like, hey, maybe chase some other dreams. They pass it up.
Yeah.
They wouldn't boo you aggressively.
Nah.
They'd take you to the side and be like, hey, I have a Zoom therapist that you could also go to with me.
I bombed the Zoom. Because you brought up Zoom therapy, I bombed the Zoom show, but it was like a what's them shits called? A seminar type thing. They wanted me to talk about foster care, and everybody had their
feel like that's
cameras
a setup.
off. Yo, foster care shows are the worst. Because I'm like, I'm the thing that y'all are supposedly Like, we want a better future. It's like, well, I'm the future, nigga. So you gotta hear these jokes about the system that y'all are supposedly fixing.
You know how I know you were in foster care?
Why?
Because you say supposedly with a B
Yeah,
instead of a D.
Yo.
You say supposedly.
Supposedly, not supposedly.
That's the foster care
Supposedly,
system at its
nigga.
finest right there. If you ever, like, if anybody ever checked you on your foster care, you just throw out some Pacificallys and some
I
supposedly.
know specifically, but supposedly, I love supposedly. Supposedly, I love. You ever try to like say it into your phone, like supposedly, and then it'd be like supposedly? You're like, yeah, I guess that's right.
It's serious, just like, nah, nigga. Yeah,
But the foster care shows are the worst. I always bomb those. I hate doing them, but the money is good. It's not, the money ain't even good. I ain't even gonna be honest. I do it out of my heart, but I'm about to stop that shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
they hit you up like fairly often to do them.
Yeah, and I'm like, they always suck. There's only like 2 I've done that have been fun, but most of the time it's like uptight people who don't have a sense of humor, and they're like, hey, you know what we should do? We should have a comic. It's like, no, get a clown, because the
Right.
comic, like a comic ain't we want to make you laugh, but you got to be willing to laugh. Our job isn't to fucking make you laugh. Like, you got to be like, what's the point of getting dressed? What happened? Oh.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Comics' job isn't. Wait, you want to make them laugh, but the thing is, like,
you want to make them laugh with your material, but you don't want to force them to laugh. The fun isn't forcing people to laugh. The fun in comedy is getting them to laugh at the shit that you think is funny, but they have to be willing to already be in the space to receive humor. Like, I don't want to fucking force you to. There's no fun in me forcing you to.
I mean, are you
laugh.
performing for the foster children?
No,
Okay.
there's never foster kids there.
Okay, see,
there's always the adults. There's been like 2 where the foster kids were there, but the foster kids always have fun because I'm talking shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So they like, oh shit.
See, I would
Fuck,
think it's
this
the
nigga
opposite.
loving it.
I
And,
would
yeah.
think, like, in my head, you were performing for foster kids.
I wish
and
it would
you're-
be the foster
And you're
kids.
like, this crowd is uptight, and it's like,
No.
yeah, nigga, I don't know my parents. Like, I'm sitting here getting,
No, they love
fed
that
leftover meatloaf.
No, I
from
want to tell you this.
Janet.
Foster kids eat good. The government be spending money on these niggas. I remember telling,
Really?
like, I grew up with like my childhood was up and down. I had shitty foster parents and I had really good foster parents. But when I was in group homes, nigga, you can write anything on that wish list. When they do your Christmas shopping, and you can tell them you want, I'm pretty sure I can be like, yo, I want a pair of Yeezys. And they be like, all right, nigga.
Really?
Yeah, because like here's the thing. It's usually not privatized, so it's probably like subsidized by the government or whatever. So they have to spend a certain amount to get a certain amount. So if Christmas is where they're going, all right, we rather give these kids Nintendo DS's, Game Boy Colors, and designer clothes, we'll give it to them because we need that fucking money to pay our staff.
So they're like marketing.
So it's like how
agents where-
colleges do it.
Yeah,
It's how
colleges, they have
yeah.
a budget. They have to get rid of it.
So I remember getting like video game. The only time I didn't get video games is when I lived with foster parents who had to like spend their own money. But when I was in group homes, I would like a Nintendo Game Boy Color, Spider-Man. And I fucking opened that box and I got it. But you know what wasn't in that box? A mom,
All right. Yeah.
a fucking dad. But hey,
I'd be fleecing that joint,
Dude.
man. I think.
we used
Do
to.
they accept adults?
Probably.
Because there's some things I need
Yeah.
at this point in my life.
Dude. Football
You know,
like
Foster
I'm
care
telling
wish list.
you,
What would be on
it's
your
a-
foster care wish list right now as
right
a
now.
grown man in
As
his
a
30s?
grown man, I rented a car this weekend because I had a college gig. I was pushing a 4Runner.
Forerunner.
I want a truck.
A truck,
I
yeah.
just want a truck.
That'd
I
be
want
on
a
your
big-ass
list?
truck. I know the government ain't gonna be like, nah, get out of here. We'll give you a Hess truck,
Yeah.
but I want a 4Runner. I will put that shit on my list. I want a fucking truck,
See, you balling on a budget. That's good. You still keep it.
dude. Because I'm gonna dig it
Grounded.
up. I'm gonna scratch it
I
up.
will
What the
say
fuck
this.
is the point of having a? I don't think there's no point of having a luxury car in New York unless you live in a luxury building. So that way you can protect it.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you parking it on the street, that shit gonna get dinged up, scratched up, and then it's gonna get ugly because either you're not gonna keep fixing those dings every time they happen, or you gonna go broke because you're gonna be fixing everything the moment it happens. So I'm like, I'm not getting a luxury car until I'm in a building where I can be like, yeah, I'm fucking parking this bitch right there.
Right.
I'm good.
And now you're a better driver now than you once were.
Yeah,
right?
of course. Nigga, you got me when I just started learning how to drive.
When did you get your driver's license?
I got my driver's license at 30.
30 years old,
At
bro.
30 years old.
Had you been behind a wheel before that?
Yeah, but like not on a consistent basis to call it practice.
Yo,
Like,
I
I
can't believe I got in the car with you.
Yo, I told you that. I was
can't
very
believe
transparent.
I got in the car with
Yo,
you, bro.
I was very transparent.
30?
30. Because I didn't need one. I could get a. I lived in two major.
We shouldn't even be here right now, bro.
I live in Philly transit all around. You can get on the train. You can get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
My friends started getting cars when we turned like 17. So anytime I hung out with them, they would just drive. And then I didn't want to learn how to drive. And then when I became an adult, that was that time where I was like, oh, I should get my license. But like every gig I got to, either someone was driving or there was like a bus or a train that went there. And I was like, oh, should I like this? It was only when I got with my lady, she was like, you don't drive? And I'm like, nah. She was like, we gotta fix this.
That's love,
And
man.
she was like,
That's
well,
what
I'm gonna
you
teach
had.
you how to drive.
She was
And
like, I
then
ain't hanging
you
out with no man
literally-
that can't drive.
No, she was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Literally, you were the first person outside of her that I ever had in the car with me driving. And I told you that. I just know how to drive. And you went, yeah.
I must have needed that $200
needed that
really
work.
bad if
You
I was like, all
needed
right,
that ride.
I remember at one point I was like, okay, so what you're going to do
Yep.
is you're going to go past this person. Just take it into the left lane, the passing lane,
Yeah.
and hit the gas a little harder and speed up past them. And you were like, bet. And you did that. And we passed them, and then you just started passing every other car because you kept your foot on the gas. And then we were Dale Earnhardting down the fucking freeway, and we were hitting like 95. I was like, all right, you can take off the gas now, bro. Like,
And it was a little car because it wasn't my wife's car. Whose car was that?
I don't know if we rented. I think
I
you
think
got
we
a
did
zip car.
Yeah, we did that fucking zip car.
Where
And
were
I mean,
we
that bitch
going?
Like, I think we were going to the dentist.
We were going to the
Yeah,
dentist.
We were going to the dentist. You was willing to die.
That's right. I was willing
For
to
the
die
dentist.
to have my teeth to touch. That's how
Dude.
bad I wanted my teeth to touch, bro. Because my shits was gapped out.
No.
They were separated like my parents, and I was like, I need them shits to get back together. And yeah, we were going to the dentist out in Jersey.
The dentist out in fucking Jersey. And you got in that car. And I was like, all right, well, we made it.
That's how bad I didn't
But
want
did
to
you
ride
drive
the
back?
bus. Maybe.
No, you didn't drive back.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't remember.
I was just like, I just don't want to take the bus to Jersey, man. I didn't want to be around
So 30. Now I'm like, I'm chilling.
30. This motherfucker was off healthcare, out here thugging.
Thugging.
30 years old. And it was like, you
Thugging.
know what?
I
Let me learn how to drive.
Dude, no, I had that SAG shit. I shouldn't have had health care. You ever get SAG
Just
health
realized
care?
This has been
Oh shit. I mean, fuck it.
boom. Now we're official, baby.
Now
Look
we
at that.
official.
Look at
Have
that.
you got SAG health care?
I had
is
Writers.
terrible.
I had Writers Guild healthcare.
Oh, that one's probably better.
That one's good.
Yeah,
that
SAG
was,
shit was garbaggio.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So tell me, let's talk about the fact that I know you came up through the foster care system and everything, but the whole theme of this show is the fact that, who put you on? Like, who gave you your first shots within your career where you felt like, all right, I have a chance to do something here, because we all have our origin stories of, all right, like my dad showed me comedy when I was young and that got me into comedy and I, went to the open mic or whatever. So, you had that at some point.
Yeah, but mine wasn't like that. So you want to know not how I got into it, but like, So the very first stage I ever got on was the Laugh House
Okay, in Philadelphia.
in Philadelphia. It was an open mic, and the host was Wid. So he was the first person to ever put me on stage. The legendary Wid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really funny comic, and he don't take no shit. If you as an open mic, he hated those open mics.
I feel like Philly was a city for comedy where you really have to build a tough skin early on in the game.
He would come up on stage and snatch the mic out your hand, all that shit.
Really?
Yeah, especially if you was up there dicking around. Like you go up there, you only get 3 to 5 minutes, and 5 is if you're lucky. Because if you go up there and you like, yo, you ever be fucking a bitch? He be like, yeah, we all fuck bitches. He come right up there and take that fucking mic from you. And the thing that I respect about Wid, it was with everybody. It wasn't with certain people. He didn't give a fuck.
Is that why they call him Wid? He's
No,
like,
he's
I'm with everybody.
Yeah, I'm with everybody.
Anybody could get the business.
Legendary Wid. I don't know what the Wid stood for, but his name was the Legendary Wid. He was a prop comic, but he was funny.
That's hilarious
But
that y'all are
funny.
getting snatched up by not only a stage name
Yeah.
act, but a prop comic act.
Yo.
So he has his own hook
Yo.
that he could drag you off stage with.
Yo, he
Imagine Carrot Top. Well, now Carrot Top can
no,
yoke you
but
up
that
because
was
he's got
I
the
think there
arms.
was like a beef. I think Carrot Top had stole his act or something back in the day, or stolen a joke from him back in the day, or something like that. I think there was a
Really?
beef. I don't know, but I think that's what it was. And yeah, but the Wid didn't fuck around. He was funny. Like this was the first time I got to see a prop comic like up close. You see that shit on TV and all that stuff, and you're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
But like to watch him work a black club and murder.
Yeah, 'cause
And
it's-
and then sometimes he wouldn't even need the props. He wouldn't even give a fuck. He would just be up there just giving him work. So
Yeah,
when
'cause
he
there's a
a white guy. So when a white guy in a room full of black people and everybody, he go up there.
wait.
He go,
Wid was white?
Wid was white.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a plot twist, bro.
Wid was white.
That is a plot twist.
yeah.
I can't see because
Yeah.
I'm thinking Philly,
Nah.
name legendary Wid. That's some black shit
Yeah, nah, Philly.
to call
Philly
yourself
is,
the legendary Wid,
even
and
though
then
Philly is segregated, it's still mixed in a way, especially with like you had some white comics coming down to the Laugh House. A lot of them that live up here, Richie Redding, fucking. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on people's
Yeah.
names, but and then you had people going over to Helium and doing that, and
Right.
that's how it was. But the audiences was always mixed.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like even
Right.
though they were like, "This is a black comedy club," there'd be white people at the Laugh House
yeah,
for black comics, for white comics, and then reverse, there'd be black people at
Yeah.
Helium.
but,
But Wid hosted the Wednesday open mic. It ran from like 8 o'clock to like 11 o'clock, and you had to rock that shit. And once you really started rocking and getting in the pocket and finding like you're funny, then you could move on to Thursdays, which was shows ran by Spank and Rich Salter.
yeah.
You know who they are?
I know Spank. I've never met him, but I know who you're talking about. Spank
Plastic
Horton.
Cup Boy
Yeah.
and Rich Salter is a Philly comic, very funny. And they had like the best show on a Thursday. Like
Yeah.
if you weren't on that show, you probably wasn't like doing anything.
You weren't popping like
Yeah,
that.
you weren't popping like that. Like if you never touched that stage on a Thursday
Right.
in Philly, like you ain't never touched that stage on a Thursday in Philly.
So you just suck. It's
yeah,
just kind of
not
known.
suck, but it's like, how are you navigating this? This is an important night because it's one, it's like always sold out. Two, these motherfuckers, it's like a party and people rock from all like. You started down south, so you've
Yeah.
seen the black rooms and the white rooms.
Yeah.
But you see where a white comic come through, don't code switch and nothing, fucking murder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I
was
mean,
like
that's
that where I got to see that shit where I really got to sit down and be like, oh, yo, this funny shit can transcend race
Yeah.
if it's done correctly.
it's always interesting to see a white comic enter the black environment, and
Because they don't have to. They never have to.
Suddenly they find body language.
Yeah. Oh, they start moving and shit.
Yeah. Hitting the emphasis a little bit more, hitting the punchlines a little bit because they gotta put it on.
Nah, I would tell you the ones in Philly who had to go through the Laugh House didn't change up for a goddamn thing.
Yeah,
like Pat House and fucking.
I remember Pat House.
Remember Pat House?
Yep.
So if you know Pat House, just imagine Pat House doing his shit at a black club.
Yeah,
and killing the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you got to have a certain type of energy.
Yeah.
To
kill. These white boys found they found the code. The ones who would do it. Not all of them would do it, but like Pat and there was two Pats. That was Barker and then House. But both of them would come through, rock it. You wouldn't hear them be like, "What's up, y'all?" You know what I mean? Like you would never hear them do that shit.
Yeah.
So to me, I went, well, if they
don't
can
hit the
go
Urban Dictionary Rolodex in their mind.
So that's what I loved about starting in Philly because I'm like, wait, if they can come here and be themselves, I should be able to go over there and be myself. And then there was a comic named Anton Schufer. So I'm telling you, all the people who kind of put me on in a way, who opened my eyes to like how shit is,
right,
or how it could be. Because if you're in a black room and all you see is black comics, and then you see someone from outside that circle come in and don't be like, "What up, y'all?" Like, don't ham it up. Mm-hmm. That's like a mind-opening thing where you go, "Wait, something's up. I can probably go over there and do the same thing." And there was a comic named Anton Schufer, he was a black dude. I said he was, like he's not no more. Like he was like, you know what?
He may identify as something else, Rachel Dolezal.
Transracial is real.
She opened some doors for people.
Dude, everybody getting braids.
Yeah.
But he was one of the people who could do both, and he would kill both. He would kill it on a fucking Thursday. He would feature. He was like one of those features that should be headlining type things. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He would feature for everybody in both clubs. And I remember me and Chris Cotton was just like watching this nigga, and we were kind of hating because he was just going there and kill.
It was just funny.
Yeah, and
it's not even like the hate really is about your hunger.
Yo,
that's all it is.
It's not like fuck him, I don't want him to make it. It's like, I wish I could do that.
You wish you could do that. And all it is you just need experience.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Any type of person that's on the come up in their field, watching somebody excel in the same field.
Yeah.
And you just feel that jealousy in you.
No.
Really, it's just you telling yourself, like, I want to get to that point. It's not even so much that you dislike that person. You want to be able to emulate the feeling that they're creating for others.
That's a good way to look at it.
It's almost like a glass half empty appreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. Because I watched that shit and I was just like, God damn, how the fuck do you do that? And I remember him saying to me, I've always came across people who gave me little nuggets who I ended up just being like, oh, this applies to more than just this moment. I remember him going, you should be able to do your material that you wrote down and you practice every day in front of different audiences without switching up your personality. He's like, if you got to switch up your personality, then you're off. Something's up.
That's interesting.
And I went, that makes sense. Because the way you get it, the way you kind of get on is the way they see you anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So if you fucking, you're going to have to do that your whole career.
Right, yeah.
Because that's how they introduced it. Now that's how they know you.
Yeah, because
so they're like, which comic are you? So
because if you went and saw like Drake or somebody at a concert, and you come out expecting to see Drake, but then he looks out in the audience and he goes, "Oh damn, there's a lot of white people here. Maybe I should do it like this."
Yep.
You'd be like, "No, this isn't the Drake. This not you." Like, and also you'll never find who you are as an artist if you're always switching up from audience to audience how you should present your authentic self.
Yeah, because the goal is to find the common denominator. The goal is to find the people that like you.
Right.
That's the goal. Every set, at least for me, for every set I do, I go, fuck, I got to be 100% me. I got to do it how I will do it. And sometimes that results in me bombing, but I'm like, I gotta find the people who fuck with me, and in order to find that, I gotta be 100% me, or I gotta be as close to it as possible because I'm the only one that gotta come back and do it again.
Right.
So I gotta do it again to the point where I'm like, good or bad, this is me.
And that's hard to do. Especially,
it's a lonely road.
Yeah, it's long, especially, you know, as a artist where the whole goal as comics is to be liked.
Yeah.
You know, having people laugh at you comes from a part of yourself like you want to be liked,
Yeah.
and you only laugh at people that you like.
Yeah.
So, and on the way up, nobody knows who you are. Nobody likes you. Not out of they don't hate you. They just don't like you. They don't know who you are.
I don't know this motherfucker.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're trying to go up there and be what you think they want.
Yeah.
So it's hard to carve out a lane for yourself and just stay true.
Yeah.
And be authentic to yourself to be like, all right, like somebody's gonna fuck with this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna have to keep believing in myself and believing in the things I write, the things I perform, the way I perform it, to the point where people are gonna catch up.
Yeah.
Either way.
And you can still get better within that. The thing is, like, because I think people will hear that and then go, you still gotta listen to the audience. You still gotta decipher on what type of laughs you're getting and why you're getting those laughs and all of that stuff to construct the set. But no, you're absolutely right.
When do you feel like people started coming around? Like, because, you know, as comics, it's changed a lot now with the industry because
With me, what do you mean coming around?
Well, because now, you know, we're in a space where comics have become more entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to create our own podcast. We have to put our clips up on Instagram,
I like that,
YouTube,
though.
and all that kind of stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse, and it makes us work. You know, it's funny because we get into comedy is because like we want to avoid doing all this work, and
then
now
we
we're
gotta
at a
do
time
all
where
this
it's like
work.
we have to do so much work.
Dude.
But you know, coming up in the 2000s and everything, this was the height of when comedy was championed by Comedy Central and HBO and all these platforms, and you know, other television shows and competition shows. So when did you start to see people come around? They're giving you shots and opening the doors for you to be
Like 2013, 14.
Yeah.
But that's so when I started working, I can't even say that, man. I'm gonna be honest. You get bits and pieces. I got bits and pieces as I was going along, which let me know I was heading in the right direction. Very early on. So I think that's when people start pointing you a certain way, I think that's what I pay attention to. I'm like, okay, now I'm moving, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
When your peers start, not even your peers, but like the older people or the people who are a little bit more established, go, yo, go over there.
Yeah.
Yo, go do that.
Who older than, because you
So
had to come to like
person-
New York and everything too.
So the person that got me to New York, or at least put it in my comic, was Naeem Lynn. You know Naeem, Plastic Cup Boy.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah. We were either at the Laugh House or a show around the Laugh House, and he was like, you got to get the fuck out of here. You gotta go to New York. He told me two things. He's like, slow down when I talk, but get the fuck out of here and go to New York. And it wasn't even necessarily that I was hilarious or whatever. It's more so that I think he just peeped the work ethic that I put in. I wasn't trying to be like anybody.
Right.
I wrote the jokes that I thought was funny, and I did them no matter where the fuck I went. And sometimes I fucking get them, and sometimes I didn't. But
Right.
I was getting them.
Yeah.
And I think he saw that and was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. This ain't going to do nothing.
You need that wise figurehead to come
Yeah,
along and be
and
like,
he-
listen here.
Yeah, he just said it
This
like,
ain't
yeah,
no
you gotta
place
get the
for
fuck
you.
out of here, man. You got to get the.
It's like a John Singleton film.
Yep.
You know, he comes around just like, this ain't
This
for
ain't
you.
it, boy.
This ain't for you.
This ain't for you. There was another comic named Belinda Cradell. She's a black comic from Nova Scotia.
A black comic from Nova Scotia.
Black comic from Nova Scotia.
Wow, I've only really had salmon from Nova Scotia. I don't really know.
Yo, the only person I
people.
knew from ain't the Rock's dad from Nova Scotia. Like that's the only black dude from Nova Scotia, right?
Is it?
Yeah, that's a
The
random.
Rock's dad is from Nova Scotia.
Don't you know wrestling?
I do,
Come
but
on
I feel
now.
like that doesn't
Rocky,
add up.
come on, we'll look it up.
All right,
Look it up.
let's give it a Google.
Let's see.
The Rock's dad from Nova Scotia.
The Rock's dad. Wait, no. That's not The Rock's
Where
dad.
is Dwayne Johnson's dad from? There's about to be some. He's from Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
He's from
The-
Canada.
He's the only black dude from Nova Scotia.
I almost feel let down
Yo.
for some reason. It's an odd thing to find out. Like, Canadians aren't supposed to be both equally this big and equally as black.
Yo,
like, this
black
is
as
not.
shit and big as shit. Like maybe he stumbled into Nova Scotia. Maybe he
Yeah.
wasn't born there. Maybe they just was like, oh,
That almost makes me take away points from The Rock for some reason. Where like if The Rock was talking shit to me, I'd be like, "Ain't your dad from Canada?"
yeah, your dad's a Canadian.
I'd be like, "Your dad's from Canada. Get your mana out of here."
She's the one that introduced me to the audition thing, which I think definitely
In what aspect? For auditioning for what?
meaning
just
just what auditions was, like the process
Mm-hmm.
and shit like that. So living in Philly, she would tell me damn near all the things that I needed to do. Like, oh, Laugh House has this competition, you need to audition for that. They got Def Jam coming around, you need to audition. I never auditioned for Def Jam because I never felt like I fit. Or at least
You're
when the
right.
showcases were going,
yeah.
I was like, I don't fit this shit. I can't do that.
How? I mean,
I think I
Did
did
you practice,
audition
though?
once. What do you mean?
did you?
Try to get a set together?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Did you
that-
sometimes sit in your room with a stool and figure out your humping technique?
I made it like this. Oh, but nobody ever picked the stool up. Put your
Nobody
hand
ever-
in it and
Nobody
fuck the stool
ever
like this.
fucked the stool up against a wall.
Yo, no one ever fucked the stool up against a wall. Yo, I think I'm doing
Could
that.
have been an innovator.
Look out for my next clip, y'all. I'm gonna fuck a stool up against a wall.
Monroe's new special, Up
Yeah.
Against the Wall.
Up against a wall. Get that ass against the wall, stool. No, like, so my very first audition was for, it's so funny, Last Comic Standing.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Last Comic Standing? It was either Last Comic Standing or NBC for Diversity. I think it was Last Comic Standing. But
Yeah.
you know, they're the
Yeah.
same exact process.
Right.
She was like, yo, we getting up early in the morning, be at my house early in the morning. It was like fucking, I'm talking like 3 a.m. early. She lived in Delaware at the time. I had to be at her crib. And then we got on the train from Delaware to New York. Got to New York around like, I want to say like 5 a.m. or something like that. Line is around the corner.
Had you been to New York before?
I've never been to New York
So this
before
is your
that.
first time ever coming to the city
Yeah.
to audition for Last Comic Standing.
audition for Last
taking
Comic
a train
Standing.
with a woman from Nova
We
Scotia.
were taking a train with a woman from Nova Scotia. She was ready. She was prepared. She was like, this is the set I'm going to do.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third. We didn't even get a chance to get in the building.
They looked and said,
It
"Nope."
was so fucking long.
Oh my god, that's
We
so-
didn't even
dude,
get a chance to audition.
Think about waking up at Rocky hours, like 3 o'clock in the morning, like fighting steaks in a hangar hours,
Yo.
and then you just get on a train,
Nothing.
go across multiple borders, thinking about your set. Then you get to New York, first time ever, City of Dreams, and then blocked at the door.
Blocked. Because they were doing some shit where I think the line was too long, and they're like, yo, we can't see every fucking body, yo.
Yeah.
So I think they were like, this is the cutoff, and we were like even maybe like 50 people away from the cutoff.
Damn.
Yeah.
We-
It was like wherever Bill Bellamy walked, that's where it stopped.
Oh, Bill was
So, because they
hosting,
had to
okay.
do it for TV. So they had to have that line for television, and then it was like some
Yeah.
sort of, I don't want to say lottery or whatever, but it was like some way of getting on. You know how it goes. It was it was like there was people who were destined to be on.
Right. So
Yeah.
I had a similar experience.
Okay.
Starting off in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been doing comedy a handful of years. I don't know how long,
Yeah.
but we had a group of North Carolina comics. We rented a van.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably maybe 6 of us that carpooled from North Carolina, drove all the way up to New York to audition for Last Comic.
Yeah.
We got there, got to Gotham Comedy Club, and we got there like early enough though.
Yeah. My shit was at Comics.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
I don't even know if Comics was around at the time.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it had to be Comics.
Yeah.
Or what year was yours?
Craig Robinson was hosting, so it was a few years later, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So, but we slept outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were early on in the line too. We were pretty like early in the line, and we rented. You know, we not rented, but we went and bought some like beach chairs or whatever. Slept outside all night, and then started seeing comics walking into the building.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Because we had no concept of managers and agents at that time, because we're just a bunch of comics from North Carolina that have been performing in bars in the one comedy club in our like city. And so we see like, people like whoever, like Gary Goldman, like walking in, or just Eliza Sletcher, whoever, just like getting these auditions. And we were like, who the fuck are these people? And they have appointments, of course. So then they finally let us start auditioning. And our audition process for Last Comic, as completely unknowns, is they basically put us into some closet with 3 other just stagehands, really. So imagine there's one stagehand center, one to the right, one to the left of the room. 3 comics go in. Each one of us goes to a stagehand. Yeah. We all have a minute to tell our jokes. They say go. We're all telling our jokes at the same time to just one judge, for a lack of a better word. So I'm hearing my friend tell his jokes and my other friend on the left side tell his jokes, and I'm just like, I kind of look like Tiger Woods and blah, 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 and they're just looking at, okay. And then they hit you with all right, well, we're going to take your number down and we'll give you a call. Of course we didn't move on. And we had one friend that went on to the actual like
showcase
audition, where you get to audition in front of Greg Giraldo and all that.
How'd he do?
He choked.
Oh, damn.
He choked.
He's still doing it?
He's still doing comedy. He's still doing all right. But the thing is, he got up there and, he saw people that he loves to watch. Yeah. And he was just like, I fucking blew it. He came out. He was like, I blew it.
Oh, you didn't even get to watch?
No, we didn't get to watch. Yeah, because you got to think, it's like they're probably auditioning this, like they're going to film this and everything.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
It was rough.
At least you got in.
We got in, but
we didn't get in, nigga. We had a good bacon, egg, and cheese on the bagel.
Yeah. It was very eye-opening to see like how show business is run. And then we just had to sit out there and watch Craig Robinson do host duties and the tapings where he's just like, got his piano. He's like, on Last Comic Standing, this season starts right now. And then everybody going, woo! And we're just watching like, this is bullshit. We drove 12 hours.
12 fucking hours.
For nothing. And then we went to like Eastville Comedy Club, before it got taken over by New York Comedy Club and everything, and watched. I remember seeing Joe DeRosa on the show that night. I remember seeing Joe Mackey, and we were just bright-eyed young comics, just watching a show. And hopefully, like, we were trying to get on the open mic that was afterwards, but they were like, nah, we don't have any room. And we were just like,
we don't know you.
This trip. We didn't get to perform in New York at all.
And now you see what it is. You have to be here and make some shit happen.
Yeah. Like, when you first got here, I mean, because that's your first trip into New York. So when you leave after an experience like that, and somebody like Naeem is telling you, you got to move to New York.
I kept coming back. I knew it wasn't. I just chalked it up as just an experience. I'm like, occupational hazard. What else would I have been doing on this day?
Right.
So I looked at it like that, but I knew something was up because all the comics that headline the clubs in Philly are based in New York. So I'm like, if they're up there and they're getting work here and the work they're getting is the headliner and they're the man of the hour, then it has to be something up there.
Right.
And then Derek moved up there. He was up there for a year, but within that year, he's like, yo, you need to move to New York. He's like, this is where the fuck it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, this is where the fuck it's at. You just got to be here. You got to hang out. You're going to figure this shit out, but you need to be up here. And I was like, all right. And I just was like.
Where'd you move to?
I moved in with him. Slept on this damn recliner in an apartment a lot smaller than this shit.
Yeah.
On a recliner, nigga. Like,
Yo, big ass in a recliner.
dude,
Just laid out like a dad.
laid out. But here's the man. We had fun in that apartment because somehow we always got chicks to come over,
Yeah.
and I'm on a recliner.
Yo.
Yeah.
We just busting out backs on the recliner. You're like, hold on, let me pull my lever.
Nigga sleeping like Dracula.
Right.
He didn't have a shower curtain in the bathroom.
So just,
Derek
just
did not have
a hazard, just a.
Yo, you had to aim the shower nozzle towards the wall.
And at no
shower
point did
like
y'all
a victim.
think maybe we should pool our money together and
I
buy
bought a
a
shower
$10 shower
I
curtain?
bought it at $10, nigga. I bought one from the dollar store.
Yeah.
I bought like the little thin piece of plastic, John.
Right.
That's see through.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
more of a tarp than it is.
It's
tarp
like a
with hole
Law
punches
and
in it.
Order
Yeah.
SVU body tarp that's hanging up in your bathroom.
It was more of a tarp than anything. I would have the corner. I had like this corner area that like kind of, I'm pointing this shit off camera, but it was like this area over here. I had like 3 18-gallon bins stacked up. I would use it as a desk. I would have like my computer. I would get busy,
Dude,
dog.
those broke days.
Dude, I'm like, fuck it. I moved up here. If everybody's saying this is where it's at, then it has to be, something has to happen. That was the mentality I had. I was like, something has to happen. Regardless of how bad the situation is, something has to happen because this is the equation. Funny, comic comes up here, funny funny is subjective, but you be like, comic comes up here, make a name for themselves, and it's enough for them to do other clubs. I went,
Yeah.
all right, this has to be the first step.
Yeah.
And my first year in New York was rough. A lot of bullshit shows.
Always.
A lot of, you know what I mean?
It's
a lot
just
of canceled
figuring it
shows.
out. Yeah.
Lot
Bar
of,
shows
yeah.
for 3 people, ambush style, turning off the TV while like
Dude.
the NHL playoffs are in, and then you come up here with your sob story opinions,
Dude.
and they just want to throw their whiskey at your head.
And then you fit when you make it through that shit. When do you? I'm gonna ask you a question. When did it hit you where you was like, I'm not in that no more? Like, cause you get glimpses of doing that. You may do one show here and there, but something switches where you don't do that no more, and the quality of your shows get better. We still get shitty shows, but not as much as
Not as much.
Yeah.
I feel like it was probably. I mean, it probably took a few years.
Yeah.
You know, because even when I started getting like some club work, it was still like the bottom barrel club work, you know, in the city.
Yeah.
So it was probably like
check spots.
You
ever do the prom shows?
No, I've never really had the prom experience. That's something that's like, it feels like is exclusively up here because we didn't have that down in North Carolina. But
I think they're done though. They don't do those no more, right?
Not that I've seen. I haven't seen anything like it.
They used to be. It only was at Broadway Comedy Club. Broadway Comedy Club.
Yeah.
New York Comedy Club when it was owned by Broadway.
Right.
And it was me, Ricky
Just a bunch
Velez, Pete Davidson, Chris Stefano.
Drunk teenagers coming in after.
Yo, they weren't even drunk because they couldn't drink. These niggas are
but then they didn't have like
juice.
They didn't like sneak some stuff.
These kids were if they were that cool, they wouldn't be there.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
So the kids that did come were the kids that weren't getting no pussy. They weren't really drinking. They literally would come there, eat hot dogs, chips, soda, get charged out the wazoo. We got paid and stealing food. All me and Ricky did was
you just
steal
bully
fucking,
a sophomore into give me your fucking
dude. We would just steal food from it because the green room was also in the like near the kitchen area or whatever. So we would just eat inventory. We would just sneak chips out of the fucking boxes and shit. Go around. There's another comic. I forgot his name, but he was super cool. He looks like the dude from Sons of Anarchy first couple seasons. He's also on Gotham.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Big
Maybe,
heavyset dude that played the detective.
Okay.
But not Gordon, but the other one. Okay,
I don't
cool.
know. My Sons of Anarchy knowledge is lacking. I just started Snowfall though.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Is he in Snowfall? No, not in Snowfall at all.
Yeah. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah, I loved it.
I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. It's amazing.
Yeah, dog,
It's incredible.
It's the best show. It's one of the greatest shows ever.
That's what I heard, and then I was like,
It's one of it's. I think you can put it up there next to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You can put it up there. I never really gave Better Call Saul a try.
Yeah.
So I can't include that in there. You can put it up there in there. Breaking Bad, you can put it up there in there. Trying to think. Oh,
The Wire, Sopranos.
The Wire, Sopranos. I think it can live up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but watching it, I'm like, this show
No.
is so well done, and it's
So
only,
well
and I'm
done.
only 4 episodes in, so I know it's like, the first season of a show is just, you're just getting the world, you're getting the world building
They set
aspect
that world
of it.
up like a mug.
They're just setting it up. You're not even into the callbacks yet, the real stakes, like where it's like starts to pick up, and you've like grown a love and appreciation for these characters and a connection before shit starts like really popping off, and you're worried about their lives as if you know them.
Yeah.
So I'm fully invested. Like John Singleton, God bless, rest in peace. But that dude.
Yeah. And they kept the ball going after his passing. There was one season that was kind of trash.
Yeah.
But what show doesn't have a trash season?
Yeah, you're always going to have
like
one
it has
season.
to be, because that's what I'm learning from the writer's strike. That's usually when they fire everybody because their prices got too high.
Yeah.
And then they bring in a new group of writers to write, to try to mimic or emulate
But they
the
don't
style,
know.
but they don't know, and they're not that experienced,
Yeah.
but they getting them for cheaper.
Yeah, they're just doing a copycat voicing of
can't wait till
what
that's
they
me.
saw. Right? Yeah. Or
Like,
I
I
get
can't
bought
wait.
out. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but so you'll love that show. But we were talking about, somehow we got to that, but we were talking about auditions still.
Yeah, and just like, because you were asking me when I felt like I started getting out of the shit shows. But I feel like it wasn't until like I got, probably on the Tonight Show, things like that.
Yeah, it didn't come before that?
I mean, I was getting club work and everything,
Yeah.
but you're still just trying to get as much as you can. You're just still doing as much as you can.
Yeah.
And, I think I had a writing job already with 50 Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did. But even still, it's like I wasn't past the Comedy Cellar yet. So it's like the only club I was really working was the Stand. I think they, give me my standing room spots too. And then as well as, New York Comedy Club, just like Broadway, just anything I could do.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't until where it's like you get into the Comedy Cellar where it's like people look at you and go, okay. So like he's a cellar comic, like, maybe he might not do this like, shitty bar show. But even still, it's like you would do them for a while.
You'll still do them every once in a while, but there's certain ones where you go, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I would say
You just
for
don't
me
want
that was
the
also
headache.
like 2013. I moved up here in 2010. And 2013, 14 was where I just felt like I was putting it all together. All the advice that people were giving me and just being like, all right, just walk this way, just do this, just walk in that direction. That's 2013 is when I was like, I was doing colleges consistently. Because I was doing colleges back in 2011 and 12. But I got my college agent at the end of 2012, beginning of 2013, and we were just running it up. And money wasn't shit, but it was like I was going maybe twice a month.
Yeah.
To just go do a college and
in the middle of
in
fucking
the middle
nowhere,
of fucking
dude.
nowhere.
You ever just be in a town where you're like, I don't know if I should be here.
Yeah.
Dog, there's so
I was
many
in
instances.
North Dakota. What's the cold one? Is North or South Dakota?
Both of them.
Both of them. Both of them bitches.
Yeah.
I was in. I
Like
think it was
no
North
Dakota.
Dakota.
Like if Dakota's in the name,
Yeah.
it's an issue.
Yo. I don't even know how the fuck. So it was like one of those schools where because I didn't have my license at the time, so they had to hire a driver.
How are you getting around?
Yo.
You can't drive.
Finagle some shit, man.
Was Uber even popping off at that
Nope,
point?
Uber wasn't. I didn't even have Uber money.
And especially in North and South Dakota, I've been in those places where it's like you show up,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, you need to think about how you're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
Like not even from a dangerous aspect, but just like literally, how are you gonna get to
town shut down.
your flight in the morning?
God, baby.
Yeah, because
I'm telling you, God,
Yeah.
that motherfucker. I remember that gig. Somehow there was a student who wasn't even a part of the board or whatever. He just was cool enough to be like, yeah, I'll pick him up. It was like a 45-minute ride. He had to come 45 minutes to get me, then drive me to the school, then the next day drive me back to like the airport.
See, that's crazy. See, because usually in order for somebody to commit that much of their time to you, genitals have to be involved.
Nope. No genitals.
You know, you gotta
Just
you gotta help out a
like,
friend.
I'm in a car with a comedian. I'm like, you don't know. I'm not fucking.
Yeah, you like if typically speaking,
yeah,
a 45-minute drive, you know, there's gotta be some hand action or
and I was knocked out.
You knocked out too? You not giving me company?
Yep. You know me. I'm sleep in the car. I got a good 10-minute. Now I'm not stressed it. I can do like 15, 20 minutes.
I don't even know how you
car
let your
talk,
guard
but
down.
I'm like,
the fact that you let your guard down. I mean, you are like 6'5".
dude, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go.
But I can't be in North Dakota falling asleep in a 1993 Toyota Corolla,
dude,
with some.
My life has never been in my hands. So I'm like, look, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. Let go and let God. That's been my whole life.
That's incredible.
Let go, let God. So I'm like, look, fuck it. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Wow. Nah, see, that's pure faith, bro.
Dude, is it or is it stupidity? It's probably faith.
It's a little. It's like. I'm gonna go.
I think to be
65% faith.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that because I think you got to be borderline retarded to be like religious and faithful, right? You got to be not retarded, but you got to be on the cusp of something
to believe.
To be like, there's a man in the sky.
Yo,
I got a plan.
That's so many people, then, bro. That's like that's not even America. That's not even just America. That's like a whole. That means like whole wars that have been started over the annals of history.
Yep.
It's just.
I think they autistic. I think if you are fully religious, bless you. If you fully religious, where you like God will provide, we gonna pray. You kind of on the spectrum.
You just think something's off a little bit.
You in the sky.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty wild that our whole existence is predicated on the fact that there's maybe just somebody in the sky watching us do everything that we do, and just being real bitchy about it too, real judgmental, and won't even show their face.
Never. Like, I don't give a fuck about y'all. My account is private.
Yeah. No matter how much you try to do the friend request, they never accept it. They're like, I'll let you see.
Check every day.
I'll let you see when you die.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man, my whole beginning of this comedy journey was all faith. I didn't have to listen to Naeem. I didn't have to listen to none of these people. They all said it. It wasn't like they sat me down and were like, you got to do this. It was casual. Yeah. It was so casual. Like, yo, you need to get out here and go to New York.
Right.
Or, come with me to this audition. It was like that. So for me to even be like, all right, cool. Yeah, that's not on me.
Yeah.
And
that's just you being like, all right, well,
all right, whatever.
I feel
all right,
like
God, this is the fuck you say I gotta do.
If you weren't 6'5", you'd be very kidnappable.
Kidnappable. Nobody got that much rope. Think about how much you would actually need. One, if you're gonna tie off my wrist, you need at least like 12 zip ties, because I can pop.
Yeah,
I can pop a normal zip tie. Get the fuck off me.
Yeah, you need a Costco amount of bondage.
Yeah,
for you.
I can fucking. Sometimes I practice. I'm just in my house and I bondage myself and just go. Just to make sure, just wrap my knees up.
I think that's called autoerotic asphyxiation. I think that's the technical scientific term.
Sometimes I jerk off doing it. I think to see if I can. Add stakes.
If Andrew Huberman were to diagnose what that is, I think it'd be autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah, dude, because just your willingness to go along with whatever.
But you have to be, though. I feel like faith comes if you believe in something. This is the thing that I heard. Well, first ask your question.
Well, I was just going to say, like, the fact that you've been willing to go along with it, or people be like, hey, but you still have some kind of discerning to not allow bad influences in.
Absolutely. Goddamn-lutely. You got to have some sort of, like, I won't say moral compass, whatever, but you got to be aware and you got to pay attention. And you got to like look at the whole situation. Like, even though I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go with this complete stranger to New York for an audition, I'm still like, all right, what's the long run on this? I didn't think we wouldn't get in.
Right.
I didn't factor that.
No
I
point.
just
At
went,
no
yeah.
point in your mind.
Did I think-
Nobody would.
yeah.
Nobody would. Nobody would think I'm gonna take this 7-hour journey.
Yeah.
And not even be able to get in the
not
door.
get in the fucking door. Like, we couldn't even go use the bathroom. We had to use the bathroom across the street.
Hilarious. You had to buy.
Yeah, because they didn't want nobody sneaking in.
Right.
So you had to go pee at the McDonald's. You had to go buy fucking
Yeah. Can I get a
apple
Big
pies
Mac
and shit.
so I can use your bathroom?
So I would go, the worst thing that can happen is I go up there and bomb. I'm young. I'm new into this shit. No one's going to remember me doing bad. So those are the things I factor in my mind. But the whole thing is just getting up there and all that shit. Like, I grew up in church, and one thing church tells you is, like, you can't have doubt and also be on that journey to, like, achieve something. Like,
Right.
those two things don't go hand in hand. So you kind of got to be like, fuck it. I gotta move forward. I gotta jump. I gotta do this thing.
Yeah.
You know not to put yourself in danger.
Yeah. Because the thing is about something like church is,
Yeah.
you've got a very powerful voice up there talking,
Yeah.
and he seems so commanding. Like whoever the
Yeah.
pastor
I ain't
preacher
listen
is,
to that motherfucker.
so commanding. But you also
Yeah.
have a choir, dude.
Yeah.
Like, think about, like, how hard would you kill as a comedian if you had a choir behind you? Like, if you could just do like a, because some comics do have
Yeah.
music breaks or whatever. They say hit my music,
Would
but
you ever
imagine
do
just
that?
like 13 niggas in a robe just out here and they're all harmonizing and shit.
What would you have them sing? Would they do your intro?
They do my intro or something,
Would they emphasize a joke?
Yeah, they be like my hype
Yeah.
people. That's all that it is.
Oh.
Like pastors have
Let's
hype
do a
men
joke.
and women
What joke you
behind them.
got that you comfortable? And let's see if I can.
I'm not gonna
Oh.
I'm not gonna burn, but if you,
Oh,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, if you just
watermelon.
hit some motherfuckers for me.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, but that'd be pretty like, no wonder like pastors are able to get money out of people like
Yeah,
that,
they give you a whole show.
because you feel so good like when
Yeah.
when that music's hitting.
Pass that bucket.
Right? And that spirit, that Holy Spirit, and
should get you.
the chord changes and progressions are vibing throughout your spine and kneecaps, and you can't even control yourself. And then they're like, "Give me $15," and you're like, "Fine, bro."
I stopped going to church once it became inappropriate for me to give $1.
So what's when you pull out that
Once I
one
put $1 in and they like
Chris Washington,
and they shake that plate,
because
I like that. I ain't coming back to this bitch.
because Washington even looks at you kind of disappointed. He's just looking at you like,
He's like, that's it. You know, I got my bros in there. Yeah, I got my homies.
yeah, but
Nope.
those are simply reserved for sandwiches and light
Set-
bills.
snacks and all that shit. I stopped going to church very early on, but like you're just there and you listen and you're like, oh, okay, I get what the fuck y'all saying. So I kind of I'm not religious at all, but I attached that thinking to this thing.
Right.
I was like, this is the only thing that doesn't make sense because I didn't have no plan in life. I was in school, didn't get my associates or anything. I was working fucking corny, stupid ass entry level jobs. So there was no like path to like a real career.
Yeah.
But once I started doing this and then like I would see people actually doing it for a living, I just was like, I gotta figure this shit out. And I would just, if it sounded right, I'll go, all right, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Because you can hear when someone has good intentions.
yeah,
You know what I mean? If you take the information and you processing that and you're going, is this person giving me advice or feedback? Like, are they giving me advice? Because usually advice is like some shit they would do and they're just projecting. Because
Right.
I do it too. Like, you give advice, but it's like, if I was you, that's what I would do. But it's like, you're not in a situation or anything.
Yeah.
So I always listen to if people were giving me advice or they were like giving me feedback and guiding me in the right direction. And I was able to be like, that seems more of like like people, I would get both. there'll be people, but you should do this and you should do that and blah, blah, and you kind of look at their career and you're like, nah, I'm good.
It's like you still got a day job. You still flip signs for
Yeah.
Liberty Tax. So there's no way I'm listening to the guy that's telling me,
Yeah.
you should put on a funny hat
Yep.
on stage.
You get all that shit. You get all that type of advice where I, like, now looking back, you just see people just wanted to haze or whatever.
Yeah.
But you would get all that, oh, man, you should try that. Stop doing that. Do this. Do that. Oh, you should do that. And, like, people would just see how gullible you were. And I was always stubborn. You know me. I'm a stubborn-ass dude. But I was able to just be like, that sounds about right. This doesn't. Keep it moving. But the thing is, you can't let them know that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can never let them know
You go, cool,
that you're
cool.
not taking their advice or listening to them.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like, all right, cool.
They just gotta see you winning later and be
Yeah.
like, and then they'll say, I told him what he should do.
It's like, nah, I didn't listen though. Definitely didn't listen.
Well, speaking of that, let's see. We got we have submissions
Submissions.
from Instagram.
Instagram.
I should say this before we get into this
What's
as well. Anybody that is watching this or listening to this, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, leave a comment on, YouTube, all the socials. Just let us know that we're doing a good job here at Put 'Em
Yeah.
On. Let us know that you like the guests. Let us know who you think we should put on to the podcast.
Yes.
All right. But right now, we're going to take these submissions from Instagram. And what I do on Sundays, I like to ask people to confess.
When did you start doing that?
Their sins. This is like just a few weeks into it now.
And
But
every Sunday you do it?
Yeah, I do it
it's
on
fun?
Sunday, and they're completely anonymous.
Yeah.
I have no clue who these people are,
Okay.
where they're coming from, but I like to gather some confessions, and we're gonna start reading them on the podcast and seeing, just what these people are really made of, and what if we can give them some guidance.
All right.
In life,
All
I feel
right.
like everybody needs a little guidance.
Everybody needs a little guidance.
So our first confession: I was maid of honor and kissed the best man at the wedding. We were both there with our significant others.
Oh, damn.
Do we even? How can you even save this person? Like, also,
You
what kind
can't.
of how? Because if you're confessing this, it wasn't a quick kiss. This was not a middle school dance kiss. This wasn't like a Dawson's Creek kiss.
I don't want to wait.
Yeah,
Did they make out?
they
Was it a
had
kiss,
to.
kiss?
They had to have made out. They had to have gotten to a point where they went like,
Significant
oh,
other,
fuck.
like boyfriend and girlfriend. Do you think or significant other like husband and wife? They both there with their significant others.
I
hate
feel
when
like
people
it.
say
I feel like
significant others
I
and
feel
they're
like if you're I feel like it might be boyfriend and girlfriend because you're maid of honor. So I feel like at that point in your life, people are starting to get married.
Yeah.
So they're probably
okay. All right. The advice. I think they gotta just keep their mouth shut.
keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, because they not married. They don't know where this gonna go.
That's true. But I mean, damn, you're maid of honor,
Maid of honor.
and you kissed the best man. So basically, she was like,
They
that
been had that chemistry.
But that was also some power move type shit where it's
Yeah.
just like, yo, I'm the elite title. He's the elite title.
We gotta do it.
Maid of honor and best man. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, who am I going to kiss? Another dusty ass regular groomsman?
The fucking group, the one at the end.
I'm going to kiss the one
the
at
one
the
at
end.
the end was the one barely invited.
Right. He's just like,
He
oh, we
just
had
made
to.
the cut.
We
We
had
had
to
an
let
extra
him
suit.
in. He's part of the group chat too.
Yeah.
But if you kissing step below, like his husband, then best man, dude. You're one step below husband. You're one step from adultery. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Really?
I agree with you. So what's the advice? Because I don't know the advice.
I don't even know if
I
this
did
person
my
can
advice
be.
is keep the mouth shut.
I mean, that's what you have to do.
You gotta,
really.
but I think something's been bubbling there the whole time. It's that time they probably spent together.
Bro,
with
think about
wedding prep and all
What
that
if
shit.
what if her significant other was also in the wedding party? What if he's like dude number 3 in the lineup, in the groomsmen, and she's like, I could I could level up. I could kiss a best man. I got a
She
average man. I don't
gotta-
got the best,
She got to shoot her shot. She was like, I'm trying to get a husband.
bro.
So she went for the best man because the best man, if he's willing to step up for those responsibilities, he's probably ready to get married.
This is what I think. I think they should submit their story to Tyler Perry, and he should, really turn one of the characters
Light skin and dark skin.
into a crack fiend. Another character can be a closeted gay fella, because that's usually what Tyler Perry does with his characters. And I think we can see the battle royale between the maid of honor, the two significant others, and the best man.
What's it called? Medea's wedding. Medea's wedding.
I think it's called
party.
I think it's called. I think it's called Before I Let Go, and the four is spelled FOUR because it's 4 people involved in the story.
Shit, fuck! It sucks that the writer strike is going on.
Yeah,
we could sell this.
We could sell this, bro.
Do Tyler Perry use unions?
I don't know. Tyler Perry says he writes everything himself, and it shows.
You don't say that. He didn't say that.
He does.
Oh, shit.
He does. He's like, I write all these scripts myself, and we were like, we can tell.
What do you mean, right? Like, does he like?
He
take
writes
a bunch
all
of shit?
the scripts himself. He does not have a writer's staff or anything like that. He's like, hey,
I don't know if that's
if y'all are wondering who
artistry
came
or
up with
being
this,
cheap.
it's both.
I think it's cheap. I don't
It's
think it's
definitely
artistry
cheap.
because even like Picasso had an apprentice. Like eventually, you got to get to a point where you can delegate some work and be like, yo, you take this on, or you help me write. If he's just sitting there writing everything himself, that nigga cheap.
He cheap as hell.
He don't want to pay any type of union.
Yeah.
He probably putting in his own light bulbs. I feel like Tyler Perry. You get a call from Tyler.
He does the makeup for Medea himself. He puts the dress up, ties himself up in the back.
They're like, oh, checking the gate, and they got like make sure they got enough film and all that
Yeah.
shit. Like,
he's like, I got it.
he's
Move,
like, oh,
move,
get the fuck out of here. All
I ain't
right,
paying none of
good.
y'all health insurance. All right, here's
He
another.
do the key grip shit, all that shit.
Tyler with the boom mic.
Uh-huh.
He duct taping up the
How
boom
you
mic.
doing?
Hey, hello. All right. Hold up. Here's another one.
What's up?
Had sex with a hot ass married man whose wife is pregnant. I'm also married. And then they added 0 guilt.
Oh, good for her. Or him. I don't know.
What do we do with these people? I mean, I feel like this is if you believe in this kind of thing,
Yeah.
if you are the type of person that has sex with a married man while their wife is pregnant, and you're also married and you have 0 guilt, but if you believe in this type of thing, that is a Willy Wonka's golden ticket straight to hell.
Yeah. What was the point of getting married?
Right.
There's no point in that shit. There's no point in that marriage. But
Also, 0 guilt.
zero guilt. She feels some sort of guilt.
Yo, this married dude blew her back the fuck
Yeah.
out if there's 0 guilt.
0 guilt.
Like, cause
I thought she was gonna say pregnant.
what that
I thought she was gonna be like, and I'm pregnant.
and
too.
I'm pregnant too.
Yeah.
She's like, she ain't the only one that can get pregnant.
Yeah.
I can get some dick while I'm pregnant. Dog, that's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
To like have your wife, like while your wife is with your future child.
Yeah.
Like the next version of the two of you, and then you're just out here getting into the
ding-a-ling out.
fucking yams with some other chick that has 0 remorse. That's also somebody that has that, like, if the person found out,
Yeah.
they'd be like, yeah, I fucked your husband.
Yeah, she seems like she's definitely holding this as a trump card.
Right.
Yeah, the fact that she was able to tell you, she's just testing the water. She's just getting comfortable with revealing that information.
Yeah, I mean, this person's got to be put on blast, bro. Like, there's no, nut. That's so cold-hearted
Cold hearted.
to have 0 guilt.
0.
But hey, I suggest like getting some dick elsewhere. Like maybe somewhere where mothers aren't involved and everything like that. Speaking of getting dick, I told my family I couldn't visit for Christmas because I had to work. Instead, I flew to another city to bang a chick. I'm going to hell.
Nah, you good. That's normal.
Is it?
Yeah, well, I've never done it, but I've never flown anywhere, but you've never like bailed on
Not on Christmas.
Never on. Well, Christmas is different for you.
Christmas.
Because that's your family.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean, my family's a little split up now for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd be like,
or you never you never rush through Christmas to get some ass. You just be like, hey, grandma, I'll give you a kiss real quick, eat a plate.
There has been some potential
it's the
ass
same.
waiting where
So
you're in the back of your head, you opening socks and shit. You're like, thank you, this is nice.
Yeah,
but
like I'm gonna wear these. Oh, fuck her.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for this.
oh, you
nice
gave me
fit.
the socks with the rubber
That's-
grippies.
that's
I'm gonna get some
adjacent.
traction in the pussy.
That's close. So if you've done that, you're this close to bailing
Catching
on
a flight.
Thanksgiving.
Yo,
And
but
being
to,
like, yo, I'm gonna go get some ass. I'm gonna FaceTime you
but to not even show up,
to not show up.
be like, oh, I gotta work a shift.
What?
Like, what shift are you working? Oh, it's not Chick-fil-A. They're closed. You know,
They didn't know he was leaving town. So he kept that a secret. Also, he's probably keeping the type of job that he's doing. Because, yeah, if you're working on Christmas, what's open on Christmas?
dog. Like, that's the thing. It's like the lie you have to be like,
Chick-fil-A is not. You said Chick-fil-A.
I have to work at Lockheed Martin to, you know, sell off these weapons to other countries. Sorry, I can't be home for Christmas. And then you're just giving her the WMD.
Why couldn't he get the ass in his own city?
While Dean Martin's playing in the background singing Christmas, I'll be home for Christmas, and you're just tearing into that box.
It better been good ditching your family for that, and you better beat it up.
Yo, think about
Because if you got on a plane, ditched your family, and then you just fucking didn't even bring your A game,
or they didn't bring their air game. Talk about a disappointment. You
Well,
could have
I
been
think
like
it's
you could have had your mom's like homemade mac and cheese recipe that
Peach
you
cobbler.
that you love.
That's always on.
That's a consistent good that you know is always good.
I think it was bad.
You making macaroni noises in disappointment.
Yeah, I think it was bad. Why would what's wrong with the chicks in your city?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I've never gotten on a plane and flew out to go meet somebody. I've met people in the other cities hanging out. This was early on, even before comedy. But I'm like, there's people that hang out with here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to another city to get some ass.
But you got to think social media has now made the world feel smaller.
You're absolutely correct. So
where
it's like going around the corner. It's like, I'm gonna just go around. I'm just go to DC real quick.
Like you think it it's more of it's more attainable to you now. Yeah. And a single person that's horned up, still full, tank's not on E.
Yeah.
You haven't released the Kraken yet.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I
hope he got points.
Because you buy that flight pre-jacking off.
Yeah.
After you jack off, and then you're gonna be like, damn,
fuck, I didn't have to do that.
I didn't have to do that. But the ticket's already there, so now it's only an option for me to transfer it. I can't really, there's no refund, so I have to take the flight unless I just plan on going somewhere else. So I might as well just go get some holiday ass while my parents,
I wonder where he went. I wonder what city he went to.
Imagine going to North Dakota for some pussy.
It wouldn't even be worth it.
You gotta have it's gotta be
as flat as those goddamn roads.
Yeah, you gotta have a place that at least has still a good city vibe.
Yeah.
So if you take the L on the hookup, the environment is still enjoyable.
And you're like, all right, cool. But imagine just being at their home or whatever in the middle of nowhere and you're just twiddling your thumbs. It's like, you hungry? And she don't even got no real food.
Right.
Yeah.
She's making you
you want a sandwich? You're like, yeah, I'll take a sandwich. What do you got? I got peanut butter and jelly. That's not
you're like, you ain't got no lettuce, tomato.
That's technically a sandwich, but that's not the one you give an adult.
Right.
You don't give an adult a peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, put some meat in between those fucking
post-sex peanut butter and jelly.
That should probably be slamming if they do it right. If they toast the bread right. If it's a gourmet, if that's the only way I'm taking it.
If you got the bon moment,
the
raspberry jelly with the top that's got the crisscross pattern on it.
I don't know that one,
bro. You don't know the bon moment.
I know the jelly with the goddamn.
It's in the bougie jar where it's got the
little jar. I didn't know the name of it. I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, it's preserves.
It's got the cursive writing on it.
I thought they all were like that.
No, they're not all like that. This
Oh,
is a
mama.
specific
I probably
jelly, and I think these people, the original people that made this jelly, also like used to take in Jewish people that were hiding during like
And
the
then they made 'em
Holocaust and
into jelly.
everything. No, they didn't make this jelly, but
We got some Jew jelly.
yeah, but they would they were like good people.
Yeah.
So you can taste their charity in that jelly. That's how
Did they
good
have
it
the
is.
Jews make the jelly?
I don't know
They
about
just
that.
took in the Jews.
They just took in the Jews. They housed them.
They had them.
They
If I'm
gave them
housing
shelter.
you better help get in here and
help
stomp these grapes out or whatever.
Stomp these grapes
What
out.
the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Stomp these. You want me to call these Germans?
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. Like, all right.
All right now. 'Cause
Then boil them raspberries up.
Yep, it's like when you like, don't make me call your dad.
Right,
It's
yeah.
like that shit.
That's
It's like, hey,
crazy,
don't let me
bro.
call those goddamn Germans.
That's crazy. Oh my god. That's crazy. Yo, but yeah, you gotta if you flying, you gotta come strong with the sandwich game and the
But I
throwdown
don't
in
think
bed.
he's going to hell. I think it's normal. He's at that age where you can miss a couple of Christmases.
Yeah, I think you're all right.
Yeah.
I think you're all right. Like, you still get into heaven with this one.
Yeah,
Your
He probably did
your
worse shit in
sins
their
have been
life.
relieved.
Yeah, he probably did terrible shit. So
Yeah.
this is fine.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
I think that's about it. One person said that they don't change their bed sheets, which
That's
that,
nasty.
I mean, I automatically know that's a man.
Yeah,
Somebody that doesn't change their bed sheets, that's a man.
or a hood chick. Hood chicks don't change their bed sheets.
I'll give them a pass too. No,
Yeah.
I don't think this
It's
is
more
chick.
of a man.
Yeah, it's definitely a man thing to not change your bed sheets. Get that big
Yeah.
brown ring on it, from you, right?
Sweat ring.
And they just wonder why they can't, get nobody to stay the night.
Because your bed smell like a fucking.
You have better
a
chance,
baseball glove.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
You have a better chance somebody's fucking you on a recliner in your roommate's place than not fucking you on those ancient bed sheets. Go to Target,
Get yourself some. You don't even got to get a thread count. You can get some jersey sheets.
right? Get
The
jersey sheets,
T-shirts.
get Casa Luna, anything,
What's
bro.
Casa Luna?
That's one of them brands at Target, bro. A woman knows when she laying on the Casa Luna.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this feels nice. This feels like
Okay.
I get my Starbucks and I shop around,
And then you get your Casa Luna.
lay on the Casa Luna. She knows. A woman knows. She can feel it in her fingertips.
Okay, all right.
She
all right,
knows
all
the
right.
thread count. Like if you doing that or like Brooklinen or whatever.
I didn't try Brooklinen. You got Brooklinen?
I don't, but I just know that they'd be impressed.
Yeah.
They could feel it on their aura. Women are intuitive like that.
Some chicks don't know. Some chicks are like, oh, that's good. You can fuck them on a raw mattress.
A raw dog mattress.
A raw, just straight mattress and a goddamn mattress and a quilt.
Oh my
like
god.
a fucking
Where do you even find quilts now, bro?
not a quilt. What is it called?
You gotta find like a quilt. You gotta go to Goodwill or like
Yeah.
like
like a fire blanket. You
or,
gotta
or
get
like
a
an AIDS walk to find a quilt.
It's all patchwork.
Right? Yeah. You get like
Yeah.
they don't even release those anymore.
Not a quilt, a comforter. You can legit just have a comforter and raw mattress, and they be like, all right,
Yeah. They'd be like, all right, that's
all
fine.
right, whatever. As long as it's
Women are warriors, bro.
women are warriors.
They put up with a
Women-
lot. Like the fact that like sometimes women will sleep with a man, walk into their house and not immediately just do that Simpsons gif
And get
of
the
the
fuck
dad
out.
turning around. Like
Yeah.
if I walked into a woman's house and literally all she had was like a raw mat, I'd be like, what? It's a murder setup. It feels like the set of Saw.
Where you ain't never been. Oh, then you ain't consider yourself lucky. You ain't never been over a chick crib that don't got shit, where it's just like it look like you. Are you squatting?
No, thankfully no.
the fuck
I got into the game late though.
Yeah,
I got
but,
into-
but you're young. How old are you?
I didn't lose my virginity till I was 22. So it's like people already kind of like even
got their
still
shit together.
Yeah, even if you're still in like college and everything, or like you're just getting out of college and you're still like broke in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like
Nah, but even that, I'm telling you, I've been with grown women where you're like, this can't be how you living. This ain't it.
yeah,
This a joke. You're like, am I being set up?
it's pretty wild when you walk into somebody's place and you're like,
Yeah.
your life is not welcoming to me right now
At all.
Like I don't like you walk in, you see a real glimpse of somebody's life, and everything in your instincts and body is telling you to run away.
Yeah, and you don't, because you want that ass, so you just sit down on that
Right.
couch with the dip that's like that couch been fucked on, sat on.
Yeah.
They done put a fucking 50-pound dumbbell on that spot
Right, yeah.
and sat it on there for like 3 weeks because there's no cushion on the couch.
Yeah.
It's just, cushion is there for decoration.
It's
It's
just-
just spring and the bottom. I've definitely been over there.
It's just company and disappointment.
You didn't really grow up hanging out in the hood. Do they have
No.
hoods like that in
We
And-
I mean, we definitely have
yeah.
like, rough parts, but it's not
It's not city hood.
it's not city hood the way it
Yeah,
is like up
okay.
here.
Yeah.
Because where I'm from, like we had Durham, North Carolina, which used to be the hood, or like Fayetteville, someplace like
Yeah.
Fayetteville
Yeah.
would be considered like the hood.
So
But it's
J.
like-
Cole ain't lying.
No, he ain't lying.
Okay.
Like Jake, like Fayetteville, they call it Vietnam. One, because
Okay.
it's like a lot of armed forces are stationed there and everything,
Yeah.
but also it's just because
Motherfuckers.
yeah, shit was real like that.
Damn.
But I was never going to Fayetteville because it
Yeah.
just wasn't
Nothing to
like,
do over there.
Well, yeah, there wasn't any reason for us to go. It's like
Yeah.
an hour, 2 hours away from where I actually live, so it's not like we were just swinging by Fayetteville.
So you missed out on that whole thing of like going over a chick's crib that live out in East Bumblefuck, and you getting there and it's just like a couch.
Yeah, nah,
You're like,
thankfully.
yo, there's something up. I feel set up. Guys will go anywhere for some ass.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
So consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
But even over here, like I'm first moved over here, people in New York, they making it up as they go along. There's some people that live in legit closets
Yeah.
and they want to have company. And I'm like, you can come over to my place. We can watch a movie. It's like, where I'm going to sit?
Right.
Just going to stand over your
stand-
shoulder the
just
whole
stand
time.
there, yeah. Oh, we'll figure it out. And they bring out one of them white chairs that are used at the back table, like
The white
the
folding
glass
chair.
the glass table. They bring out the Alabama brawl chair.
I know exactly what you're
And
talking about.
sit it
I've
down for you.
definitely been inside people's cribs and their actual furniture, like not the shit that they pull out for guests. Because I got like an extra chair. You've been on my crib. I'll pull out the wrestling chair if there's more people I expect.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't expect this many people.
Yeah.
I got to pull out extra chairs. But when people's actual furniture is hodgepodge, whereas it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this table is a fucking Domino's table.
Right. Oh,
Right.
dude, with the fold in the middle.
Yeah, the fold in the middle, or the shit that like the legs fold out from the bottom and it's like
Yep.
whimsy on the top. It's
Yep.
like fucking wobbly. I've been
They got the,
all types of shit.
Backyard birthday table.
Yeah, paper
Yeah.
plates where they eating off of paper plates.
Yeah.
It's not a barbecue. It's not a birthday party. They just don't own actual dishes.
It's just struggle, bro.
And then they'll be like, "Yo, no, it actually saves water." Like, okay, how much water
Saves
when they're
water.
making that styrofoam?
Hilarious. Yeah. Well, yo, I appreciate you coming on,
No, thank you for having me,
Of
man. Sorry
course.
to be stressing all
Yeah.
the camera and shit.
And with our guests,
What's up?
we like to do a pay it forward on this show. You know, the whole show is called Put 'em On. So I want to know who you think I and our guests should be put on to. Who's somebody that you see that, you've always felt like this person should, deserve to be known, like as you've come up through your career, that people may or may not know about.
Okay, I gotta think about it because I think there's a lot of people. That's the joy of living in New York, is that you get to see people that you don't even know. Like you can just pop up in a comedy club one day and you're like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Right.
Oh, that was funny. You can hear. Like sometimes I don't even poke my head into the room. Not being a comedy snob, but like you don't want to see what everybody's doing all the time. You just
Right.
want to go do your shit. But I'll like sometimes you'll go in a club and you hear like two pops.
Yeah.
And you're like, who
Right.
the fuck is that? I'm trying to think. God damn. Because there's a lot, so I got to whittle it down
Yeah.
to like one. So I'm going with somebody who I'm like, yo, every time I've seen this person, they've made me laugh.
Yeah. It can be a friend too. It doesn't matter,
Yeah, I would say I would throw Reggie in there, Reggie Conquest.
Reggie Conquest,
Reggie makes me laugh a
hilarious comedian.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's a great one, man.
Yeah.
And I want to get
I
Reggie
can't
on this
wait till
podcast.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till everybody else catch on.
Yeah.
That's all. That's kind of what it is. I can't wait. It's more of like I can't wait till people catch on because I think he's on. I think he's put on.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till the like an audience catches on.
Right.
And they go, who the fuck is that? Oh shit, that nigga funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
That type shit.
Gotcha.
So that's what I was thinking. That's what took me so long to think because I'm like, well, I don't know anyone who's not on.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this is what it's about. It's just like
so make sure y'all go check out Reggie Conquest,
uplifting those
Lunch
names.
Lady Boy, TSA Bay,
Right.
all that shit.
That's right. And where can people find you, Monroe?
Monroe Martin Comedy, MonroeMartinComedy.com, Monroe Martin I on Instagram, and then just Monroe Martin Comedy on the TikTok and the Facebook and the YouTube. Make sure you go check out my podcast, Public Property.
Yeah. Check him out, Monroe Martin.
Check me out, bitch.
Check out his podcast, Public Property. Thanks for coming on, bro. We appreciate it,
man.
Yo.